I turned on the Leafs game tonight, and Mitch Marner was playing with Connor McDavid, and they were going up against William Nylander. What's up with that? Was it? Oh yeah, it was a Four Nations because the Leafscast is back, Team Canada edition. Let's go.
Up with it again. He's on the ice with Iginla. Crosby! Sidney Crosby! The golden goal!
Fresh off a dub.
It was sweet back then listening to Sidney Crosby dominate the world stage, and it is still sweet now. Can confirm.
Confirm. Leafscast is back. Team Canada edition. We never came up with a dumb name for this. Canada Cast, I suppose.
The Leafscast. There's a Leaf on Team Canada. Yeah.
All right, fine. All right. Stephen Douglas joined by Tim Ryan Allison with producer Dave to recap the 4-3 overtime victory of Game 1 of the Four Nations Frenzy, whatever we're calling it, in Montreal. A tight game. I predicted 4-2, and it was 4-3. What did you guys think? What did you think of the boys and just everything?
It was just great seeing like the best on best action. Like, I don't know, a bunch of players stood out, and I'm sure we'll get into it. But like McDavid, he's as good as he is on all the highlights. Didn't bounce, it didn't quite go his way, but like just electric when he's out there. Sidney Crosby just has another level, similar to how like these no-name scrub goalies find another level when they play the Leafs. Sidney Crosby gets to another level when he puts on that Team Canada jersey. Just like. There's a reason like he earned all three of those assists that he got today.
Yeah, Crosby, who hasn't played. Well, he's like definitely injured. Hasn't played like the last 3 games of the Penguin season before coming into this. Something with his hand, and had 2 like really nice assists to start the game, and was basically Canada's best forward, I think, for a lot of the game tonight. And it's sick. He's the old bull. I think he's the oldest guy on Team Canada, right?
I think in the whole tournament they said, didn't they? I might be wrong, but he's good.
Yeah, breaking news. He's still good. It was sick. The atmosphere was really sick too. I think like going into this tournament, I think we even addressed it the last time we potted about this. Like we didn't 100% know what the intensity was going to be, and then. It's like, is this going to be like a glorified all-star game vibe? And like, these guys aren't really going to be trying. And then after, the regular season took its pause and we started to hear like some of the reports coming out of these practices, all these reporters, and I'm just soaking in all of this, I'm just bathing in all the media around this, basically talking about how like this is going to be intense. And it definitely felt that way from the second the puck dropped in this game. Canada has a goal within the first minute, and bodies are flying, and guys are, getting up in each other's face. And the intensity was there. Not quite a fight tonight, but definitely some.
Yeah, it was definitely rough.
Yeah.
It was rough enough that like I'm glad the Leafs don't have too many other players going. But all the Leafs big guys are there except for Tavares, so. Hopefully they can survive the tournament. But
there's a difference between like intense hitting and dirty, like hurting to hit or hitting to hurt. And that was not present in, like, you could tell that it was, it's best on best. There's a reason why Sam Bennett was warming up the press box up there exactly where he should be. And we have no need for players like that and this kind of stuff. Hopefully he stays up there because it was definitely intense, but it wasn't, you need a punisher out there. You need to make someone scared to hop over the board. There was good hitting. It was good energy. And that's exactly what you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, but even outside of like hits, just seeing guys, obviously like speed wise going absolutely balls to the walls, possibly losing an edge, flying into the boards. We didn't have somebody completely fly into the boards. We had a couple of bodies fly into the net, and just a number of guys where it was like, if they tripped up even a little bit, you'd be face first into the boards. William Nylander specifically, by the way, in that overtime. But Yeah, Canada comes out victorious. I mean, it was close, right? It didn't feel that it was going to be that way, especially after the first. I mean, Canada absolutely dominated that first period. I don't think Sweden had a shot until something like 15 minutes into the period, like a real registered shot. And then they really turned it on. And it's not to like, I think everybody on this pod expected Canada to win. And I would think a lot of the people listening to this podcast right now expected Canada to win. But that's not to say that like going up against Sweden was going to be any sort of a light task. They are, I think without question, everybody would like consider them the best defensive group that's in this tournament.
Well, they did an impressive job just hanging with Canada. Even that first period, we were all over them. They weren't able to generate anything really. Like watching McDavid and MacKinnon just take turns dancing with the puck, and it was very fun to watch. Usually we don't get to watch specifically those two guys and get to cheer for them. We're watching fear of those guys
100%,
the two times a year that we play them. But I was pretty impressed with Sweden's ability to kind of roll with the punches and hold them, even though we scored 2 goals in that first period. It felt like we could have scored 5, and they stuck with it. I don't think it was even because of Gustafsson was standing on his head in the first period. It's just like they did a good job. Like you said, Tim, McDavid's bounces didn't go his way. I think that they just did a good job containing McDavid to the outside, as many chances as he got. And they kind of held on and they did what they needed to do until they got a couple of weak shots that beat our weak goaltender, and they stayed in the game. And that's all that they need to do. That the book's out on how to beat Team Canada. It's just stay alive until you get 3 or 4 shots. They'll probably all go in, and then you have a tie game.
Hey, all right. That second or third goal, whatever it was not a good goal on Jordan Bing.
And the first goal, come on, Tim. This is a clean shot.
That was not the best goal, but the guy made some saves. Like when the Canada needed the saves, he did come through. So I don't know. Like definitely not. It'll be
hold on. You say like the Canada needs some saves. He came through. Canada should have walked away today with 3 points, and they didn't. They walked away with 2 points, which could be a big deal. There's only 3 games of this whole tournament.
They could also walked away with no points.
If they walked away with no points, then 100% that would have been on the goaltending. Are you kidding me, Tim?
It would, but like we're not talking about Michael Hutchinson in net there. Like, yes, he had a couple weaker goals there, but I don't know. He did come in clutch when we need him to. In overtime, definitely Canada kind of had the floor there, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back to him on Saturday because of that. But I mean, do you think we see Adin Hill on Saturday?
No, I think they go back to him, but I think it was a mistake we went to him in the first place. Listen,
over Adin Hill.
Yeah, I would have went with Adin Hill. But either way, like goaltending wasn't going to be our strong suit, regardless. I'm not saying we would have won, 3-0 if we had Adin Hill in net. But all the same, like I kind of came to the realization when Sweden made it 3-2, and I think was it the third period or second? I don't know, whatever it was. And I started thinking about this tournament, thinking that there is no playoffs. It's not like you just have to play pretty well and then you make it there. It's just like there's like you play 3 times and then it's the championship. And Team US is probably going to be there the same way that I would have said we will probably be there. But if we lost to Sweden today, I wouldn't say that we will probably be there. Like it's probably going to be the US and Sweden at that point. So like every game is just this massive, massive game. And we have 3 weak goaltenders by standards of like comparatively to the other teams. We have 3 weak goaltenders. And so if you have game 1, which is against Sweden, who's a really good team, but not the best team, on Saturday, we're playing the best team, and that's Team US. I don't think that our goalie had a good game tonight. And I think that I would like to see Adin Hill take the play in the next game, because you can't slide one game. You just can't do it.
Can't do it, but I don't know. I still like. I think you got to give them a little bit of slack for being the very first game that this group has been together. Like they've had one practice, so it's like
there's no chemistry with the goalie. What? Because he doesn't know what his defensemen are going to do.
Well, it's understanding the systems, right? It's like where the shots are going to be coming from, what defensemen are going to block the shot versus which ones are going to let it go by. Is like there's definitely comfort that comes with the defensemen and the goalies in play. Granted, some of those shots that went in shouldn't have gone in under any circumstances. But I think we see a better, I think it's Binnington coming back on Saturday. I think he plays better than he did today. But
he'll need to.
Well, I saw though, the 2 goals I think, Tim, that that you're alluding to that weren't great that he let in. Canada did not get any goals like that today. Just a clean shot, and we've got all world shooters on both sides of the ice, right? But none of those, shots from whatever, say the hash marks that Canada attempted today went in, where 2 of them went in.
Marner shot kind of in overtime. That was from more distance.
Oh yeah. But that's Mitch Marner. He's one of the best shooters in the world. It's different. But
do you want to talk about Mitch Marner?
Well, hang on. I want to keep going on goalies though for a sec, because
right.
I think that, because they won tonight, I think you can afford to try out Aiden Hill for a game, and I think they probably should, because I know, the format's rushed, right? But let's assume Sweden has now lost a game. Let's assume that Finland will lose at least 1 game in this tournament, right? So that means technically Canada could afford to lose the game on Saturday and still make it to the final. If they put Aiden Hill in and he gets smoked, right? But he could do great.
Well, especially because you're playing the top. If USA is going to go 3-0, the second best team is going to lose to the USA at some point.
Yeah. So they could afford to make it. And I'd be curious to see them do it, because I don't know.
We were really close to walking away tonight with 1 point.
Yeah.
We were really close. They had some real good chances in overtime there. And it was 6 minutes.
Them, right?
Binnington made some big saves, Tim. I'm not saying he didn't make any saves. He made some big saves tonight. But when you're on the world stage, it's best on best. This is Team friggin' Canada. You better be making some big saves, because that's what you're the starting goaltender for the best hockey country in the world. You better be making some big saves, and you better not be letting in some crappy goals. And he let in 2 of them on my book. So I think that's enough that you say he doesn't get another kick at the can here.
Not just on him though, too, because I think it was the second goal that Sweden had tonight. Josh Morrissey way out of position. Right. And, you had I don't even know who scored it, whoever, just completely naked in front of the net and buries it. So and it was just like that first goal that Canada scored today. There's literally nothing Gustafsson can do about that, sweet pass, wide open net. It was the same thing in that situation. So there is some chem with the defenseman that they got to work on going into this game on Saturday that could help Binnington as well. So I don't know. I don't see, even if they go with Hill on Saturday against Canada, against USA, we aren't going to have the best goalie in the game, right? No matter what. So,
nope.
And the other thing that worth talking about, Shea Theodore left the game in the first period. The Leafs, I've done that multiple times. Team Canada played the game with 5 defensemen. Cale Makar, 28 minutes of ice time this game.
Him and Devon Taves are real good. Man, I'm jealous of Colorado in that pairing. That they looked elite out there. Really talented.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. It's a big deal, and then it's interesting because they got to bring Sanheim in. This is assuming that Shea Theodore's not going to play the next game, right? And then that's it. You don't get any other guys.
So hold on, can we just pause on that for a second? Because they're talking about the broadcast, and let's say Sanheim goes down, or any of our other defensemen. Do we just play the rest of the tournament with 5 defensemen?
No, if you have fewer than 18 skaters, then you can call them.
So they were just saying we can't, instead of bring in Sanheim, bring in Chris Tanev.
Morgan Riley.
Yeah, Morgan Riley. Yeah.
Yeah, but
what the heck is Colton Parayko doing getting the nod in here? That came out of left field. I don't know what that was.
What is this process though? Right, that's just I don't know, whatever. Say Sanheim gets banged up on Saturday. They just like call some guy who's on a beach right now in Mexico. He's gonna like ignore the call. Like all these guys that aren't on the team are like, screw Team Canada. I'm off, doing whatever I want to do. Like,
yeah, I wasn't good enough for you then, but now look who comes groveling.
Besides maybe Chris Tanev. Chris Tanev is still training. He's still getting, so it probably will be Tanev. I don't know. That's not what I heard. I heard that like that's it. You don't call on any other guys.
Well, hopefully we don't get any more injuries. We don't need to find that out. I feel bad for Vegas. Like that we saw it with Tavares so many years ago, just like getting injured in these games that aren't for your team. It's just the worst. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Mm-hmm.
So who stood out to you guys tonight?
Let's talk about Mitch.
It's clearly Mitch stood out to Tim. Tim, tell me about Mitch Marner.
I mean, I think he had a pretty quiet first half of the game as far as like when he's on. I mean, when you're on a line with Connor McDavid, you're gonna be outshone. I think there was one play that was funny. Might have been overtime, but it was like Marner skating around the outside. It's like not shooting. It's like he's just looking for that pass, and then it made it extra funny when it was in obviously the final play in overtime. Like, oh, Marner actually shot the puck. No one saw that coming.
Yeah,
but no. Overall, I'm not sure this would be like, oh, big game Marner is here. He's broken the curse and he's come through. But like, I think he had a solid performance.
What? No, are you kidding me? Mitch Marner, if there were two players between both teams who had the most invisible nights, it was William Nylander and Mitch Marner. Like, talk about the worst performance by the Toronto Maple Leaf players. Both of them did diddly squat.
Willie other than was like the best
Pettersson.
Forward. Willie was the best forward for Sweden. I know he didn't get a goal.
I didn't see one player like boggle the puck more frequently than William Nylander, or just completely be useless in his own ends more than William Nylander. I thought that was one of the worst games I've seen from Nylander.
Though. When I was looking at that first period where like Sweden was getting shelled, I tell my wife, I'm like, dog, like this might be, I call my wife dog, like this isn't good for the game. Like they're going to not do this anymore, right? Canada's going to let these guys up 20-0. Willie was actually like carrying the puck out and actually like starting to get something going with it.
I didn't see anything like that. I thought
disagree with you on that.
I thought Eriksson Ek was good. I thought Zibanejad looked good. I thought Kempe looked good. I thought Nylander did squat.
Willie looked good. I was pumped about it.
Like a champ.
I didn't see him do one thing that looked good. No, couldn't even tell you one thing.
Mitch, big on the penalty kill there. A lot of really good defensive plays tonight. And then, his role offensively, it was actually kind of funny to see him sometimes because, like, he's used to being the guy that has the puck all the time in the offensive zone, right? Like, he's looking for the passes. And then, like, when McDavid's doing it, it felt like he just, like, heads to the slot and, like, is like spinning in circles because he doesn't know where to go. Like I saw a little bit of that. I actually, even though he scores tonight, I really wouldn't be shocked if he's not on that line going into the next game. I just think that they could find somewhere better to use him and someone else like that could play with McDavid. So, but no, hard disagree with literally everything coming out of your mouth, Ryan.
Nope.
I'm not sure. Tim had an 85-inch, so he sees things just a little bit differently than we do. And I'm going to trust his judgment over Ryan.
I was watching it on a 130-inch projector, so
4K?
I mean, if anyone's
4K?
Yeah, it's 4K. It's 4K.
So David, yay or nay on Marner and yay or nay on Nylander after this game?
I mean, I thought they did excellent. Marner had some great. Well, he had some great stuff near the end of the game. In the beginning, he was fine, but Nylander, I mean, he was all over the puck. I'm not going to say that he was necessarily like overperforming. He was performing as William Nylander typically does, which is
Nylander had the puck a lot and never managed to do anything with it. I never saw him do single thing dangerous. He'd try and then how many shots did he have on that? I'd be interested to know.
Well, Sweden only had like 15
lots of shot
attempts
in the whole
and
game. Nothing made it to the net. Like it was just nothing from him.
Ryan is literally watching the game on a Game Boy SP. With the little flashlight thing that plugs into the top, and he's alone, dark in the closet.
Nope. I did not like Mitch Marner. I liked actually our fourth line, the one that I didn't think I would like it, the Hagel, Sorelli, Konechny line. I thought that those were just like gimmies to Cooper because he coaches Tampa, so we'll bring in his guys, I guess. But I actually thought that they controlled play every time they're out there. And maybe that's just because our advantage over a lot of these teams is our depth down the lineup, and our fourth line is like an NHL first line, whereas Sweden's fourth line is, not quite that. But
It's a fourth line.
I was no, it's better than a fourth line. They got Lindholm and Nyquist.
It's a second line.
I don't know. I just I was impressed with that line, and I liked it better than I thought I would.
Mm-hmm. It was.
I would take anyone on that line over William Nylander tonight. All three of them were better than that guy. Not even close.
You don't need to take William Nylander because he's on Sweden, not Canada.
Good. Guy's a bum.
We won't get to see him again until the finals.
Never, Tim.
Well, we'll see. It's I mean, like that. Sweden did look really good. Obviously, Canada looked great in the start of this game. I'm very, very, very excited for Saturday. But like Sweden might not be going away. I think the consensus is that like Finland might be having a tough time going forward in this tournament. A lot just because like the injuries that they've had, right? Like losing Heiskanen and a handful of other guys.
Yeah, for sure. And losing I'm blanking on our guy. Hakanpää. They lost Hakanpää.
No make fun of Yanni Hakanpää. He's gone through enough.
All right.
He's gone through enough. No, you can make fun of him. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if they're back because like again, defensively they were great. And I thought they played really great tonight. It was fun.
Love the 10-minute overtime. It just like kept going. It's like rather than go to the shootout after 5 minutes.
Okay, so you know me and reading, all those things came up and I couldn't get through it before they changed the screen. They'll do the 10 minutes of that and then they would go to a shootout?
Yeah.
They would go to a shootout.
Okay.
Lame.
That'd be nuts.
For the championship though, it's just like the playoff rules, like unlimited OT. So
best player of the game.
I mean, well, I don't know. The best player, I would give it to either MacKinnon or McDavid. Probably MacKinnon. I give it to MacKinnon. I just to bring it back to your last thing you said, Steve. You said what stood out to you, and that it got shanghaied by our Toronto Maple Leafs players to beat. But anyway. Nathan MacKinnon and Connor McDavid are better than Austin Matthews. That's the conclusion I came to after watching this game. They are so much better than Austin Matthews, and like Matthews is phenomenal. Obviously, he had his 69 goal season, which was amazing. But like I'm watching these two guys play. We don't have anyone on our team who could do what those guys are doing. They're just one-man machines that just dominate the other team. I've never seen anyone on the Leafs do what those two guys were doing tonight. It was unbelievable watching it, really. It was super fun.
It is funny.
Ryan, do you want to know why that is? It's because they're Canadian bred. Austin Matthews will never be Nathan MacKinnon because he's not Canadian.
The Leafs were doing everything in their power to try to get Connor McDavid in that draft, and it didn't happen.
They tried really hard.
Yeah, it is funny because those guys don't need names and numbers on the back of their jersey for you to know who they are the second that puck is dropped.
Especially that overtime. Nathan MacKinnon, what do you get? Like 4, just like tangle through all 3 of the guys and get a grade A scoring chance. It was amazing.
I was pretty convinced it was going to be him scoring the O2 winner, and I'll pick him as well. I thought he was the best guy on the ice for Canada tonight. Just doing what he does. He's a bull, and he's so quick. He's so powerful with his movements, and he's unafraid. And I think he's trying to make a statement this tournament, and like you're going to see a lot more really cool Nathan MacKinnon. Man, I'm so pumped for Saturday because he's like, because everybody, it's all about Crosby right now, right? He's the captain. They haven't lost with Crosby wearing the sweater in 16 years and stuff. And Nathan MacKinnon's like, I'm like the GOAT, and I'm going to be the GOAT Canada. And like, I love Sid. He's my father, but they'll be talking about me after this tournament's done. So he rocked, man. Tim's going to say Jordan Binnington. Go ahead, Tim.
Tell me Mitch Marner. Player
of the game is William Nylander. Gotta give it to Sid the Kid. Like, yes, Nathan MacKinnon is electric, but there's got to be said, like, Crosby assisted on 3 out of the 4 goals, and not just assisted, like, was the primary creator of these goals. And so I gotta give it to Sid the Kid. Came out despite his 37 years of wisdom, player of the game. So much fun here in the crowd, like chanting his name, and like he's the guy.
I did
Oh,
enjoy hearing
guy.
the crowds get like, Crosby, like that.
Heart and
That
soul.
did make me smile. I do agree, Tim. I don't think he was the best player, but I do. He impressed me a lot. Like I thought that his time as elite, like amongst the best players on Team Canada, I thought that was just past him. You know, he's like what,
Yeah.
37? You said.
7.
He was amongst the best players on our team, and every time he had the puck, it was like that pass he made on that power play goal a minute into the game. What the heck was
I know.
that? And they broke it down in the intermission. It's just like, this guy is like, what are you talking about? Mitch Marner, the greatest passer. Like, Sidney Crosby's still doing it. Like, it's so good.
You got to relax. Ryan is enjoying this couple weeks not having to care about the Leafs guys. He's just crapping on them.
I have
Every
crapped on
chance-
them.
Every chance he gets.
They deserve it.
Give me a break. I can't wait to hear what you have to say after Austin Matthews on Saturday night. Question for you guys. What do you think about the sweaters? We didn't talk about it in the last one. What do you think?
I like the Leaf. It's a little too stripy for me, the sweaters. I don't know. The off-white's okay. They also have that weird, I don't know, plasticky or shiny kind of leafy design on the sleeves. I don't really love that either. It's a B. I'd say it's a B. It looked the worst on Mitch Marner. That's for sure.
Tim.
I give it a solid A. I love the red. It's great. Maybe no. I think I like the stripes. It gives it like, you don't want it too much red. You like to have the contrast.
I don't like the font of the Canada. I'm a fan of this. This. I'll go
that is the
I'll go
classic
to war
logo.
for this. All right. I'll
They're,
go to war for this one.
It's like a trademark. They're actually like not allowed to use it, I think.
Oh yeah, because this isn't WIHF. Yeah, you're right. Whatever.
Whoops.
So that's why that checks out. Still, but I actually like the striping. I'll give it a B. But I just that's the only part, because then like they have the Tim Hortons logo on the helmet.
I like
the
the Tim Hortons.
but it looks the same, right? They might as well
Yeah,
have
it
just
does.
been like, how much would Tim Hortons have paid to have?
I just like it that Tim Hortons is the sponsor of Canada. Like that just fits.
It is a mess though when they go to the crowd shots and just like the hodgepodge of just like various different Canada jerseys and like some of those crappy ones from the Olympics a few years ago, and like just
Hey, they're wearing what they got.
Dave's looking good. Dave's got the
Thank
nice
you.
logo on.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And Tim, you're gonna like this, but Binnington's pads were sick. They looked sick. So, okay, we probably shouldn't go too long. Saturday, scale of 1 to 10, how pumped are you?
I am extremely nervous. That's where I'm at. You know what? Let me tell you why. I was thinking about this as well. That for the first period, Canada was just like rolling all over Sweden, just completely dominant, so much faster. Like Sweden looks like they were dragging anchors behind them compared to Canada, who's skating circles around these guys. And in the second and third period, all of a sudden it looked a lot more bogged down. It looked more like kind of a playoff atmosphere almost. Got like really hard to get anything going. Canada struggled. And as soon as the pressure got put on Canada, it wasn't great. And like we talked about some of our defensive struggles and our goaltending struggles. Sorry, Tim, but our goaltending struggles. And I was thinking in this game, like, shoot, like Sweden's offense is a shell of what the Americans' offense is. And like, I know I said Austin Matthews isn't as good as McDavid or Crosby, or MacKinnon, but it's still Austin friggin' Matthews out there. They got a lot of other really, really good players out there who can really put the puck in the back of the net. So I am nervous that like, I think we're going to need to score 4 just to keep up with the Americans on Saturday is what I'm thinking. And
When
that's
was the
against
last time-
Hellebuck.
I say Hellebuck letting 4, but
Yeah.
no, I'm super pumped for Saturday. I know. I think I was less excited for the tournament coming into it, but maybe it's because like starting to get into like the mid-season lull of the Leafs. But it's also like, this is a game that matters. This is like a preview for playoffs. I'm ready to get hurt again.
I think you can tell the guys want to win. Like they want the bragging rights and the smack talk and the country pride and stuff. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm so pumped for Saturday. Nothing could keep me away. I think it's going to be way more violent than what we saw tonight. Because like when it came to bringing,
there's two Kachucks in the game.
Well, and like Brad Marchand was mixing it up, and I mean like Sweden was definitely not finishing their checks like Canada was, and I think the USA will. I mean, we're going to know a lot though after tomorrow night, right? When USA plays Finland, right? And like if it's, I don't know, going back to like all these World Juniors tournaments when like the USA or Canada's first game, they drop like 20 on somebody, like they could be striking some fear into the Canadians tomorrow night. We'll see. Hopefully Finland just rocks them. And then they come
Juice.
in.
I have a quick question for you guys. So in the common knowledge of anybody that's a Leafs fan, we hate Brad Marchand. Do we just bypass this hate for Brad Marchand? Okay, cool.
No.
I just wanted to make sure.
You notice that all we talk about is Crosby's pass on that second
exactly.
goal. No other thing needs to be said.
We don't need to.
I seriously, like, the anthem is going on. One of the 17 anthems they did before the game. And I saw Mitch Marner standing next to Brad Marchand, and I felt a certain way about it.
I literally at the end of the game when they're lining up, Mitch Marner was standing 2 away from Marchand, and I felt something about it.
Well, because like Marchand has like talked crap about Marner, like off the ice, and like I don't know, but then like they played well together on that penalty kill tonight, and they'll do that again probably for the rest of the tournament because they did great there. So I don't know, and then like I saw like definitely some of the guys like seem to have some chem with Marchand off of it. So like, I don't know. He's not completely underground for me, but he's barely.
I'm desperate for Canada to win this whole thing, despite Marchand being like a -12 or something, like some ridiculous, horrible number. And he is so poor that he doesn't get invited to the Olympics next year. That is just the dream for me.
Yeah, 11 minutes of ice time tonight, so not a big factor there, but
and I noticed him every time.
Steven asked a rating of 1 to 10 of how excited you are for Saturday's game. Not a single one of you gave a number.
Yeah, we don't listen to Steven.
Can't be put into numbers.
I don't know that there's anything that could keep me away from the game. Like one time I broke my finger and my mom didn't take me to the hospital until after Dancing with the Stars was over. That is the level that we're at here for this game. Broken finger, nobody's leaving the house. Broken leg, no one's leaving the house. We're gonna watch Canada USA Saturday night.
All right,
bring it on, and we'll be back potting again. Either way, with our feelings, Tim will be in the same shirt unless he goes to the store, buys a new one.
We won. I don't think I can take this shirt off.
Tim, you look great. I did not notice, by the way, that you're wearing the same shirt that you did last time. Although now it's out there, but
well, thanks for saying that. Now that we're live.
Well, no, it's a glowing recommendation for everybody to go to our YouTube so you can look at Tim look the same as he always does.
It's John.
No, we can see it.
John Tavares missing tonight.
He looks great as always. Okay, that's the end of the pod. David's wrapping up with the anthem.
The anthem's been playing for the last 30 seconds at this point.
Well, okay, hasn't everybody heard the anthem enough tonight? By the way, or you know what I mean? Like the 30 minutes
sing it in unison
of pregame. Fix that, league. 30 minutes of pregame stuff. I got stuff to do. I got pods to make. Good night. It's
signing
over.
off.